Imagine a quiet evening. A pair of young friends find themselves in an old, eerie house. The thrill of the unknown lures them in, their hearts pounding, their steps echoing in the hollowed halls of this forgotten place. The fearless thrill seeker, Amy, a woman in her mid-20s with an insatiable curiosity, and her companion Steve, a young man of 21, reserved yet drawn into her world of adrenaline and adventure. She leads the way, her tall frame moving effortlessly through the dimly lit corridors. Her eyes gleam with excitement, her every sense alive with anticipation. Her companion trails behind, his strong body tense, a conservative spirit trapped in this whirlwind of thrill and fear. His secret affection for her, an undercurrent in their friendship, compels him to hide his apprehension. Their voices bounce off the ancient walls, their laughter a stark contrast to the oppressive silence that surrounds them. An attempt to mask their unease, to paint over the chilling atmosphere with their youthful banter. They joke about the creaking floorboards, the eerie portraits, the strange noises that seem to echo out of nowhere. Yet beneath the laughter, the fear creeps in, a cold shiver that runs down their spines. The house, they realize, holds more than just dust and cobwebs. The air grows denser, the shadows deeper. They feel watched, their every step followed by unseen eyes. And then, the realization hits. The thrill seeker grows quiet, her playful demeanor replaced by a sense of dread. The young man too feels it, his secret love for her now overshadowed by a primal fear. The house, they understand, is not simply old and eerie. It is haunted. The blood drains from their faces, their laughter fades into the silence. Their banter, once a beacon of light in the dark, now a distant memory. They are not alone. The house, they know, hides a guest uninvited. A guest from 200 years past with glowing eyes and a penchant for torture. As the night deepens, they realize they are not alone. In the depth of the house, an unseen presence lurks. A chilling aura envelops the scene as the haunting spirit begins to stir. No longer dormant, the spectral entity awakens to the sound of unfamiliar voices and the scent of the living. The old wooden floorboards creak in the silence, not under the weight of the living, but under the spectral pressure of the unseen. Doors shut with a sudden force, and objects skid across the room, guided by an invisible hand. The house, it seems, has come alive with a sentience of its own. Amy, the thrill enthusiast, embraces the paranormal activity with a sense of exhilaration. Each eerie sound, each inexplicable movement, only fuels her fascination. She's drawn to the mystery, the adrenaline, the unknown. The spirit, in turn, is drawn to her energy, her fearlessness, her intrigue. It's an attraction of the most unusual kind, a bond formed between the living and the dead. Contrastingly, Steve, the conservative young man, is a picture of growing dread. Every unaccountable noise sends a shiver down his spine. The flicker of shadows in the corners of his eyes, the eerie chill that sweeps the room, it all gnaws at his composure. His heart pounds in his chest like a drum echoing through the silence, and his secret affection for Amy only amplifies his anxiety. He knows he must protect her, but from what? The spirit, now fully awakened, is intrigued by these new visitors. It's been years, decades, centuries since it last sensed the warmth of life in its cold, desolate existence. The spirit revels in their fear, their curiosity, their vulnerability. It's a feast for the senses, a game of power, an assertion of dominance. The spirit has found its new playthings, its new source of entertainment, its new victims. And just like that, a game of cat and mouse begins. The spirit is the predator, and the friends, the unsuspecting prey. The haunting has begun, and the house is no longer just a house. It's a playground for the unseen, a stage for the most terrifying story ever told. In the heart of the action, the spirit begins its torturous game. The chilling presence of the spirit becomes an ever-looming threat, feeding off the fear and tension that now pervades the air. The young woman, once a thrill enthusiast, finds herself entrapped in a horrifying reality she never bargained for. Her pursuit of adrenaline has led her into the cold, spectral grip of a 200-year-old entity. Its glowing eyes a haunting reminder of the torment she now faces. Amy's previous excitement has turned to terror, her tall figure now shrinking under the weight of the spirit's menacing presence. The spirit, in its twisted sense of amusement, relishes in her fear, using it as fuel for its spectral games. It toys with her, turning her thrill-seeking nature against her, transforming every shadow into a spectre, every sound into a scream. Amidst the terror, Steve steps up. His conservative nature is cast aside as his secret affection for Amy comes to light. His heart races not only with fear, but with the newfound courage born from love. He stands between the spirit and the object of his affection, ready to face the haunting entity. His feelings, laid bare in the face of danger, add a new layer of intensity to their predicament. Emotions run high, fear intermingling with the sweet bitterness of unspoken affection. The tension escalates as they struggle to find a way out, their minds racing, their hearts pounding. The spirit, however, seems to be one step ahead, anticipating their moves, feeding on their desperation. They try to outsmart it, to break free from its spectral hold, only to realize the daunting truth. They are not merely up against a spirit, but the very house they are trapped in. As the walls close in on them, they come to the chilling realization. But the house, it seems, has a mind of its own. In this game of survival, not everyone makes it out. The stakes have never been higher, the atmosphere never more chilling. As our thrill-seeking heroine finds herself face to face with a terrifying spirit, 2 centuries old and thirsty for torment, the unthinkable happens. In a heart-stopping moment, the spirit swallows her whole. Our young man, conservative and gentle, witnesses this horrific scene unfold. He is rooted to the spot, his heart pounding in his chest, his mind racing with fear and despair. The love he has harbored secretly for the girl now seems a cruel joke of fate. He is helpless, a mere spectator in this gruesome spectacle. He watches as the spirit savors his victory, its glowing eyes gleaming with malevolent satisfaction. But wait, what's this? From the abyss of the spirit's being, a new light begins to glow. It grows stronger, brighter, a beacon in the darkness, and then she emerges. Our heroine, the thrill-seeker, the adventurer, is not defeated. Her spirit, indomitable and fierce, has taken control of the spirit's power. She has turned the tables, transforming from the hunted into the hunter. She strides forward, commanding the spirit's power, her eyes blazing with determination. The young man watches in awe, dumbfounded and relieved. The girl he loves, thought lost forever, has returned. But she is changed, stronger and more powerful than he could ever have imagined. The spirit, once terrifying, now cowers before her. It writhes and struggles, but it is no match for her. She banishes it, sending it back to the darkness from whence it came, and just like that, the game of survival is won. This twisted tale of horror and bravery comes to a close. The girl has proven that fear is just a state of mind, that courage can conquer even the most formidable foes. She has transformed from a thrill-seeker into a hero, saving not only herself, but also the young man who loves her. In the end, it was the thrill-seeker who became the hunter. And in this game of survival, she emerged victorious, forever changing the rules of the game. And so we leave the house, a place of unexpected bravery, never to devour again.